Hello, everyone. My name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. We continue our journey along the timeline of Metallica, and today's representation will be the original compact disc release of Ride the Lightning. That is to not confuse it with the remaster. So, if I complain at all at any point about the sound, it's the limitations of the original release. I did not talk about the sound difference when I talked about this album because the review had already run long. So, we are not going to talk about the sound too much on this album either, just to be fair. And I'm done with that bullshit. Let's get into Metallica Ride the Lightning! Yeah, Metallica! Alright, that's enough. This album opens up with Fight Fire with Fire. I love that little instrumental piece in the beginning. That is wonderful. That just kind of swarms and swoops. Just kind of like, right in a Fight Fire with Fire. Great album. Believe it or not, I'm going to say this right off the bat. When I first got into Metallica, this was actually my favorite album. And the reason why this was my favorite album, it was actually based off of songs that were on this album. It wasn't based off of the album itself, which is why Kill 'Em All is my favorite album. Reload, I usually say, is tied with it. But Kill 'Em All always wins out because of the song content itself. Fight Fire with Fire is a good tune. Really dig it. Really get into it. It's a great way to open this album up. Do I think it is a memorable song? Not entirely. It's a great album opener. But if it wasn't the album opener, I don't think you would get the love that it gets necessarily. However, it is fun to watch live because Metallica is a pyrotechnic band, right? So this is one of those ones. It's like Fuel. It's a great song for live with the whoosh. After that, we get into Ride the Lightning. Okay, so Metallica, much like Black Sabbath, is highly overlooked when it comes towards their take on certain social commentaries. Most people don't realize how much Black Sabbath was really kind of technically a hippie band. Especially if you pay the attention to the lyrics of War Pigs, you pay attention to the lyrics of certain other songs that are eluding me right now. Children of the Grave is another one. Anyways, there is a definite social commentary among those songs. When it comes to Ride Lightning, this was another one that had some major social commentary as well. And that it being of capital punishment, Ride Lightning. And it's really interesting to hear how well James gets into a concept of what it's like to be an inmate going and facing the electric chair for, whatever their transgressions may or may not have been, because as we know through DNA testing and stuff like that, all these years later, we're discovering there are a lot of people that were executed that never should have been executed. Ride the Lightning is a fantastic song. It is definitely one of the best songs on this album for sure, which is one of the reasons why it is so great when they play it live now. I thoroughly enjoy the song all these years later. Then we get into For Whom the Bell Tolls, which is still to this day one of my all-time favorite Metallica songs. I've played this song live myself. I don't play it exactly the same as Lars. I play the intro the same, but going through the actual patterns, I play it with my own groove a little bit, give it my own flavor. And that's one of the things, it's really interesting is, you love Lars. You got to give Lars credit where credit is due as a drummer. Sometimes he gets a little too much credit. And the reason why is if you go and watch certain videos online when Lars had to emergency bail out of a show, especially larger events, I believe they had Jordanson Sorry, name's blanking at the moment. Uh, that's what it's for. He showed up and he plays drums on a couple Metallica songs. You can find the YouTube for it. Fantastic. When you listen to him and the flavor he puts on, it's the original band, different drummer, slight flavor change. That's it, just a slight flavor change. And it really makes a huge difference. And I do a slight flavor change, but my slight flavor change is more based on the musicians I'm playing with, trying to sync up with them. And this is one of my favorite songs. I think it's a great jam song. It's a little more, because you can get people into it. You're like, it's the easiest way to find out what the bassist can do, right? You get up there on the drums, you go the do 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 ba da ba da ba, and you just want to hear it. You want to hear if the bassist can do it or if the guitarist has to do it, because I've seen it done both ways, but I love it when I see the bassist, just get in that pocket. And then you get that hunting riff, man. That's the best part. All the bassists over all the years, that hunting riff, that. Oh yeah, and then the guitar solo, the oh, 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 brilliant song, and the fact that all the instrumentals at the beginning of this song, and then it leads into the actual lyrics, and then it takes you back out again. Oh, brilliant. Okay, Fade to Black. I don't have the same feelings towards this song as most people do. And the reason why the song's too damn depressing for me, honestly, it is a beautiful song. And, I love the story behind it and stuff like that, and why they wrote it and everything, and how it became what it was. But no, 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 no. I really do not. I can't get into this one, man. I never have been able to. It's always been way too depressing for me, man. Then we're into Trapped Under Ice. Nice. This song has kind of really been overlooked by the band over the years for a multitude of reasons. I get it. I don't agree with it. I think it's a really good tune, though, man. Once again, there's a certain panic that is captured properly, and I really just dig it. Then you got Escape. Escape is probably, for me, the most forgettable song on this album. The one that I really think about the least, and it's like I said on the Kill 'Em All review, when I downplay a song on this album, it's still better than what most other bands have released. Escape, though, out of every song on this album, Trapped Under Ice and Escape are probably the two most album fillerish, and I like Trapped Under Ice more than I enjoy Escape. That's all. Then you got Creeping Death. Oh. Seeing them live the first time when I saw them, where they go from So What to all of a sudden the house lights drop and everything comes up for Creeping Death with the greens and the purples and all yours. Oh. I cannot wait to go see Metallica live. Have I mentioned that? Oh, 2 nights. 2 nights! A Friday night and a Sunday night. Man, my theory is they're going to do one of two things. They're either going to go absolutely insane on the first night because it's a Friday night, and then they're going to mellow it a bit on the Saturday or the Sunday night, or they're going to kind of mellow it a bit on the Friday night because they're going to fucking kill you on the Sunday night. So when you have to go back to work Monday morning, you're dead. Brilliant. Okay. Creeping Death Man. Oh, this is a great song and biblical. I love that they go biblical on this one with the whole the plague of the that came down from the pharaohs and stuff like that. Um, and not biblical as in bad biblical. It's just storytelling biblical. These are kind of this album. There's a lot of lyrical content on this album that I really kind of feel that Metallica has kind of shifted or moved away from. Doesn't like they don't do the same things like they used to do per se. And James is far from a religious person. I believe he said he wrote this after watching the Ten Commandments movie because I think it still airs regularly on TV around Easter time. And after that, the album finishes off with Call of Cthulhu. Now, as much as Anesthesia Pulling Teeth is definitely an instrumental, without a doubt, it is an instrumental. This was the first full-fledged, flushed-out, band-inclusive instrumental. And it is brilliant. I love this on S&M, the first S&M. Oh, it was well chosen. I dig this song, love this song. This is the perfect way to close out this album. I could not close out this album better. Really, the structure and layout of this album is perfect. There is no other way to layer this out and structure it out better. Is it a bit of a shame that it's Trapped Under Ice and Escape that are sitting back to back on this album? Yeah, a little bit. But considering what that's followed up with, they're perfectly placed. This album has the right, and that's the other thing too, is, Fade to Black, as much as I, downplay and talk shit, it is the perfect song to stick in at that point because the album needs a little bit of a break. Needs a little time to breathe. Just a little. Just a little. All right. I'm gonna stop there, folks, because this is really a world class great album. I think everybody should own Ride the Lightning. It's a little different, a little out there, in a manner of speaking. Like if you've never really dipped your toes into thrash metal, but not standard kind of thrash metal, but more like thought provoking, Maiden-esque thrash metal with the lyric content. This is what you gotta check out as far as I'm concerned. And with the riffs and the hooks. That's the other thing. Metallica, when it comes to the big four of thrash, what has always set Metallica apart from the other three is the riffs themselves. Now, Dave Mustaine definitely helped Metallica with some choice primo riffs, which is why Megadeth has some great choice primo riffs. But Metallica always had these great riffs, these great hooks, and they were there right from the get-go. They're there on this album. They lose their way a little bit later on, but we'll get into that with a different review. Anyways, folks, tell me what you think. That's what the comments section is for. As you're going down the comments section, you'll notice that there is a link to Patreon. Please feel free to click on that, as well as leave a comment. I want to hear what you think about this album. What is your favorite song? Where are you going with this one? Like button, subscribe button, bell for notifications. Peace, love, take care.